Well, as of Tuesday night, about 6 o'clock on the West Coast, we've heard about long lines at voting places. We've heard about voting machine breakdowns, which sounds a lot to me like every other election that I've ever lived through in this country. It's a very, very complicated, distributed infrastructure to try to collect the votes of hundreds of millions of people. And guess what? Things go wrong. There's no firm evidence that I've seen of substantial foreign involvement in attacks on voting machines. No evidence that I've seen of machines being compromised, but we wouldn't expect to see that evidence yet anyway. So at the moment, all systems go. Yeah, so as we know, there have been disinformation campaigns that we've heard about being taken down. Facebook most recently, I believe, removed a number of accounts. Twitter removed a number of accounts. We know that the US government, the intelligence community, FBI, and others have been working really closely with the social media platforms to try to defeat those disinformation campaigns. But it's always the ones that fly just a little bit below the radar screen that you don't know about, you find out a month later or 6 months later, and that really sort of raise questions in people's minds about whether subtly there was really interference in the election. And the truth is we don't know now, and we may not know for a long time. I think it's almost inevitable that people who lose elections will raise the question of whether or not the votes were counted fairly or whether or not there was disinformation. They've been doing that for centuries, and they're going to do it again. I think that probably the trick will be to try to pay attention when there's a case to be made and not to panic. I do think that we're right on the edge of some panic reactions, and I think that would be really sad if we got there. We've underinvested in security and maintenance. So it's inevitable that roads will get potholes and bridges will have problems and voting machines will fail. And that's just the reality of essentially what we've paid for and what we get. If we want to have a really secure, reliable voting infrastructure, we're going to have to invest significantly more money to make it.